Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to yet another episode of Two for Joy. Here we have a very special guest today. He's Arunodai. He'll be talking about sustainability in the Himalayas. He needs no introduction per se. He's been on Kaun Banega Crorepati twice with none other than Amitabh Bachchan sir. How are you feeling today, Arunodai, coming to Two for Joy?
Thank you, Paris sir. It was a pleasure. And it's a whole new experience for me. And I hope that our today's talk would go
Miles ahead.
Yes, sir.
Because sustainability is an issue that is very personal to me. But before we get into that mode, I would like you to share your experience about the Kaun Banega Crorepati, which happened when you went there second time.
Yes, sir. It was quite a feat. And I would say that it was surreal. The energy of the set and the presence of Mr. Bachchan, it was just incredible. It was an awesome experience, and moreover, it was a platform to share the beauty and concerns of my hometown Shimla with Mr. Bachchan and with the entire nation.
Any specific moments that stand out of the KBC program that you were in twice?
Yes, sir. Both the times, whenever Mr. Bachchan would ask me about my hometown, I would simply reply by telling him the beauty and the simplicity of Himachal and its people.
Beautiful.
And I would try to bring the essence of the Himalayas, the mountains, to the screen and the nervous thrills of the hot seat. And I would also like to add that whenever a person sits on the hot seat, he feels a bit cold and hot at the same time.
Oh my God. How would that be?
So whenever a person sits on the hot seat, he feels cold seeing Mr. Bachchan in front of him because he is so cool.
Yeah.
And a bit too hot because of nervousness or excitement.
Bemused feelings, confusion hota hai mind.
Yes, sir.
So we'll do a small cake cutting ceremony for Arunodai, welcoming him to the studio. Can you please help us do the honors?
Arunodai, the KBC Wonder Boy is all set to hit stage. A two for joy.
We see that you have a lot of belonging to the cultural heritage of Himachal and your land. You talk about your village, you talk about people, you talk about experiences there. How about taking us to your village with the perspective of sustainability? What's your take on that?
According to me, the most alarming trend is the rapid melting of glaciers. I've seen glaciers that were once massive, but now significantly reduced. And the erratic weather is also another major issue. The unpredictable rain, flash floods and landslides are becoming more frequent and causing a lot of problem lately. I think we need to act fast now because the Himalayas need us and we also need Himalayas.
Absolutely. So what do you foresee if the Himalayas weren't there? What would happen? Will that affect the rivers?
We see that our river Ganga and Brahmaputra and many other rivers come from Himalayas.
Absolutely.
And if Himalayas are not there, there is no fertile land in Gangetic plains. And there would be a water scarcity in the northern parts of India. And so the Himalayas have a lot of medicinal herbs. And Himalayas, I guess Himalayas is the nature's doctor, is the nature's clinic. And I think Himalayas are just a precious gift to not only India, but to the entire world. Our Himalayas are not just mountains, but instead they have a major role in our history, in our culture, in our ecology and our geography. And as a Himachali as a Pahari myself, I could not imagine my life without the Himalayas or the hills.
Absolutely. We wouldn't be there if the Himalayas wouldn't
Yes,
be
sir.
there.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a very crucial point that Arunodai has raised here. Himalayas are the roof of the world, and we need to protect them. We need to take care of them, and we need to conserve the environment that we live in. Moving ahead, so can you give us some personal example as to what you've experienced yourself over the years? Something happening in the hills, in the mountains?
Yes, sir. When I was a child, we used to see consistent snowfall every winter in Shimla. But now the times have changed, and now we see barely any in winters in Shimla. But instead, sometimes we get to see
Erratic
weather. Yes, sir. Erratic weather. In summers, we see winter, we experience cold. And in winters, we experience warmth in the air.
Mainly due to the global warming.
Yes, sir, mainly. And because of the melting of glaciers, the water level of rivers has also changed. And it's greatly impacting the local fish population. And apple orchards, which are a major source of income
For the Himachali people.
yes, sir, are also being affected by this changing climate. The quality and the yield are being affected by global
Warming.
Yes, sir.
Right. When we look at the various aspects of climate change happening on our environment, our rivers are being impacted, mountains are being impacted. Eventually, the local communities will be impacted.
Yes, sir.
And so will be the tourists,
Yes, sir.
eventually.
Yes, sir.
So, how do you foresee the future in such a scenario?
According to me, local communities are a key. And as you said, the impact of global warming on local communities is just devastating. Our traditional livelihoods, like farming and animal husbandry, are being greatly affected and are
Absolutely.
under threat, I would say. And as I already said, that because of the water flow, because of the change in water flow of rivers, the local fish population has also been affected. And I guess the root causes of these changes is unsustainable development.
Very true, very true.
And we focus on short-term economic gains
That's right.
without considering its long-term environmental impact.
Very true, very
And
true.
that is not only harmful, but it's dangerous as well for us and the beloved Himalayas.
Absolutely. When we talk in terms of unsustainability,
Yes, sir.
unsustainable development, as you just mentioned.
Yes, sir.
So, unsustainable development reflects into what?
Sustainable development means any kind of steps, any kind of practices that we do today for a better tomorrow.
Very good.
And unsustainable development means the steps we are taking, which is not creating a better future for us, but instead just giving a short-term economic gains I previously mentioned.
Yes.
Short-term gains without considering the future and its impact on tomorrow's generations.
There is Generation Alpha talking to Generation X, and eventually we are deciding what we should do for the future,
Yes,
for the
sir.
betterment of all the generations who are here and who are yet to come.
Yes, sir.
Right? Let's talk about a little bit about the root cause of these unplanned development that we are talking about. Why we are not developing in the right manner, in the right perspective,
Yes, sir.
rather than the way how it should be.
Yes, sir. So, I think we are not developing in the way that we should because we still haven't understood the importance of nature.
Very good.
We haven't understood that today, any kind of harm that we are doing to Mother Nature, will one day come to us again. As हम हिंदी में कहते ही है कि अगर आप जो है किसी से पैसे लेंगे तो आपको वो सूद के साथ वापस देने पड़ते हैं.
With interest.
तो हमारे जो नेचर है, our mother nature will also take that we have
That
taken
kind of
from them.
interest. Yes. Yes.
She will also give her interest
Yes.
to
Yes.
mankind.
Yes.
And
that is perhaps what we see in these melting glaciers, avalanches happening, and eventually the river, the water getting scarce across the world. And this is perhaps the reason.
we focus on the short-term gains without considering, without thinking of its long-term impact. If we act fast and if we act responsibly, I think that we could prevent any kind of disaster and make this world a better place to live.
Are you aware, Arunodai, about the world clock that is ticking in terms of
Yes, sir.
Himalayas and the kind of catastrophe that might happen
Yes,
in
sir.
the coming future?
Yes, sir. And I think it's a shame for us as humans that God have created us the most intelligent race in the entire world, or if I guess entire
Absolutely.
universe, I
Yes.
would say.
Yes.
But it's a shame for us that we do need a clock that tells us not to harm the world anymore, because if we do so, disasters will
retrospect.
come, and as you said that the world would end. So
Apocalypse.
yes, apocalypse will come, and we need to act fast and we need to do something. It's the starting of the doom of mankind.
Of mankind.
And I guess that we need to act fast, we need to act responsibly, because as fast as we can, and we learn that protecting Mother Nature is our moral responsibility, and respecting her is beneficial to us only.
Eventually.
Eventually. Then only we can do something to protect us from any kind of disasters in
Right.
the upcoming future.
Right. Let's talk about a little bit about tourism that is happening in
Yes.
the state, because tourism is a major bread earner for many people in the state, and
Yes, sir.
a lot of revenue for the state is being generated, and it adds to quite a lot of GDP
Yes,
to
sir.
the state. When we talk in terms of tourism, do you think our tourism model at the moment, do you think that is sustainable?
So it's our culture, it's our tradition that we welcome tourists, we welcome our guests, and famously we say Athithi Devo Bhava.
Absolutely.
That means guests are like gods to us. But we need responsible tourism in Himachal Pradesh.
Very true.
And responsible tourism means educated tourism, where each and every tourist is not only coming to enjoy the place, but instead coming to see Mother Nature, embrace it, and take this initiative to protect her. And I guess when our tourism will be responsible, and I guess our entire nation will benefit a lot if our tourism is responsible.
Across the nation.
Across the nation, yes, sir. And the influx of tourists often lead to increased pollution, waste,
Waste generation.
and pressure on the local resources.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the construction for tourism has also created a lot of issues lately.
Yes, we are having hotels almost every nook and corner.
Yes, sir.
Everywhere, if there's not a hotel, there'll be a
Yes, sir.
homestay.
Yes, sir.
If there's not a homestay, there'll be a camping area.
Yes, sir.
So most of these pristine hills that we have are being overloaded
Yes,
with
sir.
this kind of tourism.
Yes, sir.
So what do you recommend people should do?
So, according to me, responsible tourism means choosing eco-friendly accommodations, minimizing waste,
Very good.
respecting local culture and customs,
Mm-hmm.
and supporting local businesses and economy. And it also means that no littering and, if possible, cleaning up the trails. And I would say that when you travel, leave no trace.
Right. So whenever you go to a place,
Yes.
so you should keep the place in the same manner it was when you came there.
Yes.
Not by littering or breaking glass
Yes, sir.
bottles or throwing,
Yes, sir.
popcorn or chips packets here and
Yes, sir.
there, and
Yes,
that
sir.
that leads to leaching.
Yes,
and
sir.
the major problem that we probably are facing today is single-use plastic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, what's your thought on that?
Plastic is just everywhere. From the mountain trails to rivers running in the plains. Just everywhere. And it's choking our ecosystem.
Absolutely.
And our mother-like rivers, Ganga and Yamuna's condition, explains the entire story.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And as you said, single-use plastic, I guess it's a huge menace. And I would also like to add that Himachal government has banned single-use plastic by law. And I think if our entire nation
Bans.
Yes, and bans takes an initiative, takes a step forward to ban single-use plastic, or I would say plastic. If our entire nation bans plastic, so I think, sir, our nation and our world would be a better place to live in.
Absolutely. But there are certain hurdles there because
Yes, sir.
there are certain products,
Yes,
especially the fast-moving consumer goods,
Yes, sir.
which have to be packed in that kind of plastic.
Yes, sir.
Especially some butter. I would not like to name the butter company, but butter and milk and several other usage items. But there are always other options like the Tetra Pak.
Yes, sir.
So the packaging can be worked on.
And sir, according to me, if we need to ban plastic, if we need to reduce our reliance on plastic, then you have, as you told me, the example of butter. So I think that there are many eco-friendly options going in the market recently. And we often see that either they are too expensive or they are not providing the quality. So, sir, I think that we need an other industrial revolution.
Oh, interesting thought.
Not for the sake of us, not for our benefits, but for nature. An industrial revolution for eco-friendly products.
I buy that. I buy that statement completely.
Yes, sir.
We need a lot of interventions in this area. And great, Arunodai, that you brought it up here
Yes, sir.
on our show and our channel. I would really urge, industrialists out there in the country to really look at this statement with a lot of interest and a lot of forethought where we are trying to go. So, Arunodai, your thoughts on waste management and deforestation that is happening in a plethora of areas that we see around the state,
Yes, sir.
especially the tourist sensitive areas
Yes.
where a lot of tourists are going.
Yes, sir.
So what are your thoughts on that?
So, as you asked about deforestation, I think that deforestation leads to soil erosion, landslides, and loss of biodiversity. And so, moreover, forests are not just a cluster of trees, but they are home to thousands and a lifesaver for millions.
Very true.
And if you ask me about waste management, yes, definitely, we need a better waste management system, especially in tourist areas. because often when we go to any kind of tourist spot, we get to see that place polluted a lot than we expect. And this pollution, this waste reduces the beauty and significance of that place. According to me, we should promote recycling and composting practices, and most importantly, we need to reduce our reliance on plastic.
Wonderful, wonderful thought there. So, Arunodai, what do you think should be the role of the local communities, local residents of these tourist areas? And what is the role of the tourists that are coming to these local areas?
Yes. So, local communities are a key, and it's our responsibility to empower them and protect their environment. You asked about tourists. I think, sir, we need to educate tourists. We need to educate them about the importance of respecting the environment, respecting the local customs and traditions, the local people, and the local communities and economy.
Very good.
I think if the tourists and we all, the locals, take a step forward for our society, our communities, I think we can gain a lot along with the environment. And I think we should keep up with the environment because humans are advancing day by day. But I think nature sometimes gets left behind. If we support our environment, if we walk along with it, I think we can make a change.
Very good, very good. So, can you give our viewers practical tips on the way they should maneuver or handle these situations?
Yes, sir. So, first, carry reusable bottle and bags. Number 2, say no to single-use plastic.
Perfect.
Number 3, sir, respect local traditions and customs. 4th, empower local communities and support local economy or support local businesses. 5th, conserve water and energy. 6th, promote or support any kind of initiative for renewable energy up here in the mountains.
Wonderful.
And last but not the least, support reforestation efforts.
Wonderful. So, plant a tree.
Yes, sir.
That is what we want
Yes,
from the
sir.
tourists coming in, especially.
Yes, sir.
Of course, the locals have
Yes,
to
sir.
play a role, but of course, also from the tourists.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful thoughts there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Please ensure that whenever you travel, wherever you travel, especially in the Himalayas, try to plant a tree in each of your travel diaries. And wherever you go, whichever place you visit in the Himalayas, try to plant a tree. So, Arunodai, if you were to give a message to the entire nation regarding Himalayan sustainability,
Yes, sir.
What would it be?
We need to act now. My message would be we need to act now, and the Himalayas are a precious gift of God. And it's our responsibility to protect them. We need to embrace sustainable practices in our day-to-day lives. And we need to act responsibly, and we need to think about what legacy we want to leave for the future generations. My message to the entire nation that our Mother Nature needs us, and we have to come together and make something or the other possible for our environment.
We all must get together and save our environment wherever we are. Everything is interconnected. So please bear in mind that no matter if you live in Lucknow, UP, Bihar, Madras, Bangalore, anywhere, you are connected with the Himalayas one way or the other. So we would like to request you on behalf of Arunodai and myself, we would like to request you to take a step forward and save the Himalayas. Okay, Arunodai, thinking back to your KBC experience, if you were to ask Mr. Bachchan or the entire nation
Yes.
a question, what would it be?
So, our Himalayas, as I mentioned previously, are a gift of God to us. Our Himalayas have been a major part and play a major role in shaping our history, our ecology, our geography, and our culture.
Absolutely.
It's said that Himalayas are the home to Lord Shiva, who protects the entire world from any kinds of threats. But sadly, today Himalayas itself are under threat. Under threat because of the greed of mankind.
Wonderful. Powerful words there, Arunodai.
Yes, sir. And sir, I think that it's high time now. And I would ask that what could we do as individuals or an entire nation, entire community, entire society to make sure that the Himalayas remain a pristine and sustainable ecosystem
Wonderful.
for the generations to come. This would be my question, sir.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this brings us to the rapid fire round. And now we'll be taking Arunodai on the rapid fire round, where a gift hamper waits for him after the rapid fire is over, if he's able to enumerate the various sustainable development goals and his viewpoint of those goals that have been established by the United Nations. Arunodai, are you ready?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Lock कर दिया जाए.
जी सर, लॉक कर दिया जाए.
First SDG is no poverty. What's your take on that?
Sir, we need to empower local communities with sustainable livelihoods.
Second sustainable development goal is zero hunger.
Sir, we need to promote organic farming and local food systems.
Third sustainable goal is good health and well-being.
Sir, we need clean air and water for everyone.
Quality education, sustainable development goal 4.
Sir, I think that we should teach environmental awareness from a young age.
SDG number 5 is gender equality.
If we include women in sustainable development decisions, I think this topic, gender equality, just incredible.
Clean water and sanitation. What's your take on this?
So I think that by conserving water resources and preventing pollution, we can achieve that.
Next is affordable and clean energy.
So we need to promote renewable energy initiatives or efforts, especially in the mountain.
Decent work and economic growth.
We need to promote the local communities and local economy, and we need to teach our tourists to support the local businesses and startups.
What about industry, innovation and infrastructure?
So we need to build eco-friendly infrastructure because of construction of non-eco-friendly infrastructure, I would say, has caused a lot of hardship recently, especially on the environment.
So moving on to SDG number 10, that is reduce inequalities.
Yes, sir. Sir, equitable access to resources for all. Giving everyone the access of resources, we can achieve that.
What about sustainable cities and communities?
So, we need to plan settlements that respect and love the environment. I guess that the environment would also love us.
Responsible consumption and production.
So, we shall reduce plastic waste and non-eco-friendly production, but instead, we need to choose eco-friendly products.
What about climate action?
So, we need to protect our glaciers and reduce carbon footprints.
What about life below water?
So, we need clean lakes and rivers because the fishes have life.
Life on land?
So, we need to protect forests and biodiversity.
What about peace, justice, and strong institutions?
So, we need to enforce environmental laws effectively. And if we do so, I guess our environment will be impacted.
So finally, that brings us to the Sustainable Development Goal number 17, which is partnership for all the goals that we've just been talking about. What's your take on the final SDG?
We need to collaborate them. We need to work together. We need to implement all of these goals. These goals are not just for telling other people or just announcing that we will do it, but instead they are meant to be followed. Implement them. If we follow them all, I guess that we can create a better future and a sustainable future, I would say.
So for the rapid fire round, we are here with a small hamper for Arunodai. Arunodai,
Thank you,
best
sir.
wishes.
It's very heavy. Thank you, sir.
Time to say goodbye to you with a message which is go green, go clean, and save the environment.
And ban plastic.
Ban
And especially single-use plastic. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Arunodai, for coming to Two for Joy. It's been a pleasure hosting you.
Yes, sir.
God bless you and wish you all the best for your future.
Thank you so much, sir.